Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. Theo's arrival. Perched high on Aurora's watch, where sea winds sing and stars seem to whisper, this lighthouse isn't just for guiding ships. It's a home. But it wasn't always that way. Let's travel back in time, before the rooms were filled with laughter and light, to the very beginning when one soft glowing bear first arrived at its weathered red and white door. This is the story of Theo. The journey home. Theo had traveled far across sandy deserts that hummed with ancient lullabies, through cloud-topped forests where the trees whispered riddles, and over oceans that shimmered like liquid starlight. He was no ordinary bear. You see, Theo glowed softly, especially when others needed comfort. His light wasn't just from his fur, but from inside his heart. For years he had wandered the world with his small satchel, helping lost creatures find their way. But somewhere along the way, Theo felt a quiet longing. Not to help someone else find home this time, but to make one of his own. One starlit evening, he found himself standing before a tall lighthouse at the edge of a cliff. Its paint was chipped and the windows fogged with sea salt. It creaked a little when the wind blew. But to Theo, it didn't look lonely. It looked hopeful. The lighthouse breathes again. The door groaned open as Theo stepped inside. Dust motes danced in the air like sleepy fireflies. Old furniture leaned tiredly in the corners. A spiral staircase curled upward like a seashell's spine. Theo smiled. "You need a bit of light," he said softly, and with a warm hum his glow spread across the entry hall. The first few days were quiet but busy. He opened windows and let the sea breeze rush through the halls. He swept the wooden floors until they whispered their creaks more gently. He patched the roof where rain sometimes tiptoed in, and polished the lantern at the top until it gleamed like a star. At night he curled up in a cozy corner with his notebook and drew up a plan. Each page was a sketch of a room. Each one meant for someone he hadn't met yet. A round room with shelves full of stories, waiting for a wise memory keeper. A sun-dappled space with glowing maps, perfect for someone who followed the stars. A warm kitchen with a flower pot in the windowsill, where someone gentle might bake. He didn't know who would come, but he knew they would. The first light. One evening, as he stood at the very top of the tower, Theo lit the lantern for the first time. Its beam swept across the sea like a ribbon of kindness, casting a soft glow that wrapped the cliffs and rippled out into the darkness. And something magical happened. A gentle hum echoed through the rocks and the lighthouse seemed to settle. As if it too had been waiting all this time to feel like home. That night, Theo slept soundly in the newly prepared guest room, though he would keep it open just in case someone needed it. From his window he saw the sea shimmer. Somewhere far away a traveler might see the light. And maybe, just maybe, they would follow it here. a promise of belonging. In the morning, Theo stepped out into the garden. A single daisy had bloomed in the cracks of the old stone path. He knelt beside it and whispered, "You are the first, little one." He placed a lantern beside it, a small one he had made himself. Inside it he tucked a note. "This is a place of welcome. If you have lost your way and are looking for a new one, come in, there is room for you." Then he walked back inside, poured himself a warm cup of chamomile tea and waited. Not with impatience, not with worry, but with quiet, glowing hope, because the enchanted lighthouse was ready. Echoes in the walls. A few days later, Theo found himself standing in the heart of the lighthouse, hands gently pressed to the curved inner walls. They were smoother now, freshly cleaned, their surface warm from sunlight. But more than that, he could feel something. It wasn't just the wind through the shutters or the faint scent of sea salt and tea leaves. It was a presence. The kind that hums softly when no one is speaking. The kind that fills an empty room not with silence, but with possibility. Theo had always listened more deeply than most. His glow was not just light, it was attention. It softened what was forgotten, held what others overlooked, and now, as he walked slowly through each corridor and freshly dusted nook, he realized. The lighthouse was not just standing. It was beginning to sense. Where once the walls only echoed footsteps, now they seemed to hold the shape of songs. Of laughter that had not happened yet. Of names not yet spoken but already somehow belonging. In the stillness, Theo whispered, "You are waking up, aren't you?" The lighthouse creaked gently in response, as if settling under a warm blanket. The wind hummed a melody through the top window pane, and a door gently closed somewhere upstairs, even though Theo had not opened it. He smiled. He did not need to understand everything just yet. He only needed to trust that magic was unfolding. That the home he was building was not just for future friends. It was for memory and meaning. For the strange and sacred rhythm of becoming. And so he returned to his notebook, where the pages were beginning to fill. He added a new entry. A round window seat with pillows in every shade of sky. Perfect for someone who might collect the wind's whispers. Or maybe the world's stories. He titled it "Room for Someone with Feathers." Then, under that, he scribbled in smaller letters, "Soon." Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? We have learned that creating a home doesn't begin with walls or furniture. It begins with welcome. With one soft light in the dark and the quiet promise, you belong here. A home is not just made of walls or rooms. It is made of listening and of sensing what might be. And sometimes, a house knows before anyone else that magic is on its way. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.